Welcome to T1 Academy. In our last sessions, we discussed some of the topics. So today in this session, we are going to discuss ratio and proportion students. See here students, we are learning this concept purely keeping CSAT in our view. Okay, we will discuss only the important areas where these applications will be used mostly. Why? Because a direct question or a purely a single question from ratio and proportions is very rare for us. Okay. So, before going to the questions or problems, what we are going to do is, we will see some of the important concepts for us here. Okay, general things. Now, see here for example, if I want to divide 5000 in the ratio of some 2:3. If I want to divide 5000 in 2:3 ratio, then how I can divide that one? 5000 into, this 2:3 is nothing but 2 parts and 3 parts. So, if it is A and B should divide in 2:3 ratio, then what I can write? 2 parts, A's share will be 2 parts, out of total parts are how many? 5. 2 plus 3 is 5. So, 5 ones, 5000. So, A's share will become what for me here? 2000. Similarly, if I want to find the B's share, so total is a 5000. Okay, and 3 parts, B's share is 3 parts out of 5 parts. So, 5 into 5 ones 5000. So, B share will become what? 3000. 3000. And vice versa. For example, if A and B divide in the ratio of some 2:7. 2:7. And B's share, they given me that B's share is some 840. B's share is some 840. What is A's share? This is a question for me here. Okay, now please see here students. Total is how many parts? 9 parts. In that, B share is how much? 840. B share is 840 means what does it mean? 7 parts is equal to 840 for me here. 7 parts is equal to 840. Why? Because B share is 840. B share is 7 parts. Now what about A share? A share is how many parts? 2 parts. So 2 parts becomes what for me here? How much we need to calculate? We can calculate in 2 different ways. First one, assume it as x and cross multiply it, you will get the answer, or else 7 into 120 is 840, right? 7 12s are 84 and 0 120. 7 into 120 is 840. Similarly, 2 into 120. What it becomes? 240. So, A share will become 240 rupees. A share becomes here 240 rupees. So, this is the general and basic understanding for us, how we will divide the values. Okay, next, same continuation to this one only, some basic thing. We can not add or subtract anything to a ratio, but we can multiply or divide a constant to a ratio. What does it mean? See here, for example, if I have ratio something like this, 2:5. 2:5. Now, to this ratio, I can multiply any constant. I can multiply means for time being, I can multiply this complete ratio with 3, 4, whatever the value which I want. Why? Because even though if I multiply with any constant, what happens to these students? Please observe here. What it becomes? 2 into 3 is to 5 into 3. Which in terms we can write this one as what? 2 into 3 by 5 into 3. Right? We can write like this. Is to means what? By generally. So 3 will get cancelled, and anyway we will get the same value 2:5. 2:5. That means you can multiply as well as divide also. Okay, you can multiply and divide any constant to the given ratio. It will not affect our given ratio. Okay, you can multiply or divide any constant to the given ratio. It is not going to affect our given ratio. And similarly, sir, you have multiplied and divided. Now I will add or subtract. You should not add or subtract. Why? Because if you add or subtract a constant, for example, if I have 2:5. Now I will add 3 to this ratio. What happens to that one? We will see. 2 plus 3 it will become 5. 5 plus 3 it becomes 8. Is 2:5 equal to 5:8? Is 2:5 equal to 5:8? No. So that means you cannot add or subtract a constant to the given ratio. Definitely while solving the problem later, we will use this concept. We ought especially this multiplication concept a lot. Why? Because when you multiply a constant to any ratio, it is not going to affect the given ratio. Okay, understood? That is the reason we can multiply or add any constant to the given ratio. Any constant to the given ratio. That is the next thing. Next, see here students, along with that, Okay, right. Now, when you want to, what we can say, when you want to do a operation, okay, something like this. We have one more thing, that is proportions. Proportions. We have one more thing, that is proportions. What does this proportion means? This proportion is equivalent to our equal. For example, if I say that A is to B is proportional. See students, this is called as proportional symbol, is equal to C is to D. What does it mean? Means A by B is equal to C by D. A by B is equal to C by D. So when you cross multiply this, what it becomes? A into D will become B into C. Okay, this symbol we call it as a proportionality symbol. Okay, in general terms, if you convert, that will become equal to. So A into D is equal to B into C. Here A and D are called extremes, B and C are called means. So that is the reason we can write this as product of means is equal to product of extremes. There will be some questions based on this, but those are not that much important for us when it comes to CSAT. So we will not learn much about this one, simply this one. Okay, now we will directly move to some of the problems. Okay, so that you will have a clear idea how we are going to use these questions while solving this concept while solving the problems. Now see here, out of 120 applications for a post, 70 are males and 80 have a driver license. Okay, see total, out of 120 applicants, 120 applications received, 70 are males. They are telling that 70 are male. Then what about the remaining? The remaining 50 will be female. Okay. See students, don't make the things complicated by thinking that there is a third gender. In generally, while solving our questions from our concept, we will have only two genders, male and female. That's it. Whether in this or in blood relations. Okay. So 70 male and 50 female, and 80 have driver license. 80 have driver license. Now, what is the ratio between? That means see here, out of 120, 80 have license and 40 doesn't have license. Okay, 40 doesn't have license. Okay, that is the case. Now, what is the ratio between the minimum to maximum number of males having driver's license? Minimum to maximum number of males having the driver's license. That is the case for us. Okay, minimum. Now see here, first case, to get the minimum case, what we should do? What we should do means, we can consider that all the female candidates have the driver license. We will assume that to get the minimum case, we will assume that all the females have driver license. If all the females have driver license, total how many female are there for us here? 50. 50, right? So total how many people have license for us here? 80. Out of 80, 50 are female only. Assume that all the females have driver's license. Okay, then more how many people we required to have the driver license? More 30. So minimum case, so minimum 30 males should have the driver license. A minimum of 30 males should have the driver license. Next, to get the maximum case. Now I will assume that all the male have the driver license, max. Now total how many have driving license? 80, right? 80, right? Total how many people have driving license? 80. Now is it possible for me to have all the 70 males a driving license? Yes, I have the possibility. Why? Because total 80 people have license. So in that there is a chance to get all the 70 as male. So maximum 70. What is the case? Please be careful, minimum to maximum. So 30 is to 70. Our answer here becomes 3 is to 7. 3 is to 7. See here students, a question directly from ratio and proportions is very, very rare. We can see an application oriented one only. So please be ready for that. Next one. The ratio of a 2-digit natural number to a number formed by reversing its digits is 4 is to 7. Already we discussed the similar type of things students. What happens is, the ratio of a 2-digit natural number to the number formed by reversing it. How we will assume a 2-digit number? XY. And when you reverse it, what it becomes? YX. When you reverse it, what it becomes? YX. But when you perform a mathematical operation, how we will write the 2-digit number? x into 10, already we discussed in our previous videos, plus y into 1. This is the actual number. Okay, the ratio between the number formed by and reversing it. That means what? Y into 10 plus x into 1, this number. This is this number and this is this number. Now when it finally it will become what? 10x plus y by 10y plus x. This value is equal to what according to the question? 4:7. 4:7. That means 4 by 7. Okay, 4 by 7. 4 by 7. Now please observe here students what I will get here. If I cross multiply these things, 70x plus 7y is equal to 40y plus 4x. 40y plus 4x. Now please observe here what you will get. If I send that to this side and this one to that side, 66x is equal to 33y. 66x is equal to 33y. Now x by y. X by y, what we will get? X by y, 1 by 2. X by y, what we are getting here? 1 by 2. Now please see here, x by y is equal to 1 by 2. X by y is equal to what we got? 1 by 2. Right? Now please observe here students. How many such pairs are possible for us? X and y are what? First of all, x and y are single digits. X and y are single digits for us. Is it clear? Okay, now tell me what are the values I can take. If I take x value as 1 and y value as 2, then x by y will become what? 1 by 2. Yes, there is a chance for me. Next, I will take x value as 2, then what should be my y value? 4. Why? Because 2 times. 2 times. Or else if you cross multiply it also, what will become? Y x is equal to 2y. X is equal to 2x is, sorry. So 1 by 2, 1 by 2, okay, that is possible, 1 by 2 x and y. What we got here? 2, y is equal to 2x. From this what we can write is y is equal to 2x also we can write. Okay. So this is one possibility. Next, if I take x as 3, what about my y value? Y value becomes what for me here? 6. Yes, there is a chance. If I take x as 4, what about y value? Y value becomes 8. There is a chance. If I take x as 5, what about y? Y becomes 10. Is it possible for me? Tell. Is it possible? No, this is not possible. Why? Because x and y are both single digit numbers. Single digits. But y 10 is a 2 digit. Because of that reason that is not possible. So how many pairs are possible for me? 4 pairs are possible for me here. 4 pairs are possible for us in this case. Understood? Next one. We will see the next one. The monthly incomes of x and y are in the ratio of 4:3. Okay. Incomes are in the ratio of 4:3. Okay, fine. And their monthly expenses are in the ratio of 3:2. Expenses are in the ratio of 3:2. However, each saves rupees 6,000 per month. What is the total monthly income? What is the total monthly income? See here students, if you know the shortcuts, go for it and apply. Else don't do that one. See here, income is one parameter and expenditure is another parameter. What is the general and common mistake most of the students usually do is, see here, 4:3, right? They will take this as 4x and 3x as good, superb. And simultaneously they will take this one also as 3x and 2x. 3:2 sir, so I will take, so this is completely wrong students. You should not do this mistake. You should not do. If this is 4x and 3x, take another variable here. So what you can take this as 3y and 2y. But don't take 3x and 2x once again. That is a blunder. Why? Because income is one parameter, expenditure is another parameter. Now usually how you will write the savings students? Income minus expenditure is savings. Income minus expenditure is savings. Okay, good. What is the income you have here? 4x, first person's. And his expenditure is 3y. And this value is equal to what? 6,000. From the first person, x, from the x perspective, 4x minus 3y. 4x minus 3y is equal to 6,000. And similarly, when it comes to y perspective, okay, his income is 3x and his expenditure is 2y. So 3x minus 2y is equal to 6,000. Okay, two equations we got here. Now they are asking us what is their total monthly income. Okay, now we need to find the total monthly income together. So income is what? 4x per portions, right? 4x and 3x. That means we need to find here x value. To find the x value, what are the two equations I have actually? 4x minus 3y is equal to 6000, and as well as 3x minus 2y is equal to 6000. Now tell me how you will get the x value. By solving these two equations, we will need to eliminate y values here. We need to eliminate y values here. How you can eliminate? By multiplying the first one with 2 and the next one with 3. I am multiplying this first equation with 2 and next equation with 3. So what I will get here? 8x minus 6y is equal to 12,000. Next, 9x minus 6y is equal to 18,000. 18,000. Now I will subtract this one from this one. Okay, plus 6y minus 6y, 9x minus 8x, x. So 18,000 minus 12,000, 6,000. So x value is what for me here? 6,000. If x value is 6,000, what is the total income? The total income is 7x. Their total income 4x plus 3x is what? 7x. So 7x value will become what for me here? 42,000. 42,000. 42,000. This is the actual and standard procedure, students. Okay, I will tell you the shortcut also, but please be careful with the shortcut. In this case, what will happen is, sir, why you are doing all these things? Here directly we can solve. Yes, in this case we can solve this one. Now I will tell you the shortcut. What is the advantage of this question here is, here the differences are also equal. So directly you can solve this one. Give me a second. Okay, now we will solve the same one using the shortcut method. What will happen? See here, what are their incomes ratio, students? Here incomes ratio is 4:3. What about their expenditures ratio? 3:2. And when it comes to the savings, what did they given us? 6,000. 6,000 here and 6,000 here. Luckily, if you observe here, the difference between these two is one part and difference between these two is also one part. If these differences are equal directly and the savings is also equal, so one part is equal to 6,000. One part is equal to 6,000. One part is equal to 6,000. Then total incomes is how many parts? 7 parts. 7 parts will become what? 42,000. 42,000. But please be careful, students. This will not happen with every question. Luckily, in this case it happened. In some other questions, these differences will not be equal. Okay. So first, by doing some technique or method, we should equal this difference, and then we can solve the problem in the similar manner. Solve the problem in the similar manner. Understood? In this case, the difference is equal, so directly we will get the answer. There will be no problem. But this will not happen with every problem. That is the reason I have told you the general method or the standard method. Okay. So please keep an eye on this. So if these differences are not equal, first of all, you should equal it. How you can equal it means multiply the differences here and here. Okay. Right. Next one. The monthly incomes of Peter and Paul are in the ratio of 4:3. Okay. Incomes are in the ratio of 4:3. Their expenses are in the ratio of 3:2. Okay. Expenses are in the ratio of 3:2. More or less the same question, students. But they asked in little bit different manner in UPSC 2015. If each saves rupees 6,000, okay. Now each one is saving 6,000. Same question, but asked little bit differently. Difference is one part here and difference is one part here. So one part will become what? 6,000. One part will become what? 6,000. Now, at the end of the month, their monthly incomes are respectively. Their monthly incomes. His income will become 24,000 and his income will become 18,000. So what will be our answer? Option A. Earlier, they asked the combined one. Here they asked the individual salaries. Okay. Next one. A sum of rupees 2,500 is distributed among X, Y and Z in two ratios. Okay. Now see here, students. X is to Y is to Z is equal to what? 1/2 is to 3/4 is to 5/6. What is the difference between the maximum share and the minimum share? That is the question they asked first. See here, students. Whenever the ratios are in the form of P by Q, our first duty is to write it in the form of normal way. So how we can do that one means simple. Take the LCM of denominators. What is the LCM of 2, 4 and 6? 2, 4 and 6. LCM is 12. So now I will multiply that LCM with this ratio. Why? Because we can multiply or divide any constant to the given ratio. Any constant to the given ratio. It will not impact our final ratio. Why I am multiplying with 12 means? Why? Because I can easily cancel 2, 4 and 6 in the denominator. So this 12, how I got 12 means LCM of 2, 4 and 6. LCM of denominators. Now see here, when I multiply 1 by 2 into 12, it will become 1 by, okay, I will write it in a detailed manner. 3 by 4 into 12 is to 5 by 6 into 12. So what you will get here? 6 times, 4 3 times, 6 2 times. So at last it will become 6 is to 9 is to 10. 6 is to 9 is to 10. Now what is the question? What is the difference between the maximum share and minimum share? Don't waste your time in finding all the shares. It is waste of time. From this ratio itself I can tell what is the maximum share here? 10. What is the minimum share here? 6. What is the difference between these two? 4 parts. So 4 parts will become 4 parts out of, total is how many? 25 parts. So 4 parts out of 25 parts into 2500. 2500. 25 ones, 25 hundreds. So 4 into 100, what you will get here? 400 rupees. 400 rupees. Understood? Very simple. Don't waste your time by finding the, see what is 6 parts, what is 9 parts, what is 10 parts, and then subtract the difference, find the difference between 6 parts and 10 parts. Directly, what is the difference between the ratio? 4 parts. So that will be the answer. 4 parts out of total parts is how much? 25 into 2500. Next one. A 6th student appeared in 6 papers. Okay. The maximum marks are the same for each paper. His marks in these are in the proportion of 5 is to 6. Okay. Overall, he scored 60%. In how many number of papers did he score less than 60%? Okay. See here students, a student, that's it, not a 6th student. A student appeared in 6 papers. Okay. Now, and he scored in what ratio? 5 is to 6 is to 7 is to 8 is to 9 is to 10. Okay. Overall, he scored 60%. Overall, he scored how much here? 60%. 60%. Now, see here students. What is his total number of parts? Please observe here. 5 plus 6 is how much? 11. 11 plus 7, 18. 18 plus 8, 26. 26 plus 9, 35. 35 plus 10, 45. That means 45 parts is equal to, whatever the value it is, 45 parts is equal to how much he got now? 60 marks, right? 60%. 45 parts is equal to 60%. 45 parts is equal to 60%. Now what will be 100%? To score 100%, how many parts we should have here? Cross multiplied. Okay, full marks. That means first of all I am calculating the total number of parts. Okay, so 45 parts is equal to 60%, 100 parts. So let us assume it as x. So x into 60 is equal to 100 into 45. 100 into 45. Now please see here. 0, 0 get cancels. Next 3 2s are 3 15s are. Next 2 1s are 2 5s are, right? 75. X is equal to how many parts? 75 parts. So x value is equal, that means 75 parts. That means total how many parts we have? Total 75 parts. Total 75 parts. These 75 parts should be divided between how many subjects? 6 subjects. Why? Because total how many subjects we have here? 6 subjects. 6 subjects are there for us here. Now, please observe here students. When I divide these 75 parts into 6 subjects, each subject will get how many parts? Each subject will get how many parts? Approximately some 12.5. 12.5 parts. 12.5 parts. Why? Because 12.5 into 6 is equal to 75 for me. Okay, 75. So each subject how many parts? Why? Because all the papers have the same equal number of maximum marks. Equal number of maximum marks. Okay, I got 12.5 parts. Good, superb. Now, what is 60% of this 12.5? 60 by 100 into 12.5. 60% of 12.5 is 60 by 100 into 12. So, 23s are 20 5s are 5 ones 5 2.5s. So 2.5 into 3, what I will get here? 7.5 parts. So 60% of each subject is how many parts? 7.5 parts. So 60% will become how much? 7.5 parts. Now, in how many number of papers did he score less than 60%? Now please see in this one, in how many subjects he is having less than 7.5 parts? 1, 2 and 3. In 3 subjects he is scoring less than 7.5. In 3 subjects he is scoring less than 7.5, which is 60%, which is 60%, right. Next one. The ratio of water and milk in a 30-liter mixture is 7:3. This is next question. See, water is to milk. Please be careful, students, what they have given initially, write as it is. Okay, is 7:3 in 30 liters milk. Find the quantity of water to be added to the mixture in order to make this ratio 6:1. From this, I need to convert this ratio to 6:1. 6:1. Okay. Now, please see here. First of all, in 30 liters, if the ratio is 7:3, okay, in 30 liters. Now tell me what will be water quantity. Water quantity will be 30 into 7 by total number of parts is 10. 21 liters. When it comes to milk, directly also you can say 30 minus 21 is 9, or else we will go with the basics, 30 into 3 by 10. 10 ones, 10 threes, 9 liters. So milk and water are in what ratio? 21 in what quantity? 21 liters of water and 9 liters of milk. Now this ratio should be changed to 6:1. This ratio should be changed to 6:1. That means what you are adding here? Water. So 21 liters plus X liters. We don't know how much water it is. X liters by, anyway milk remains the same, that is 9 liters. This ratio should be equal to what? 6:1. This ratio should be equal to what? 6:1. Now cross multiply it, what you will get? 21 plus X is equal to 9 6 are 54. So what will be X? What is the value of X? I will get here 33 liters. That means what quantity of water I should add here? I should add 33 liters of water to this mixture, so that it will become 6:1. The ratio becomes 6:1. Or else the other method is, see here students, please observe here. What we can say is water is to milk are in what ratio initially? 7:3. Okay, so shortcut method. This is initial. Finally it should become what? Finally it should become what? 6:1. 6:1. See here students, from here to here what you are doing? You are adding water, right? Will there be any change in milk portion? No, milk portion there will not be any change. So first what we need to do here is, we need to equal the milk portion here and here. We need to equal the milk portion here and here. How I can equal here? Here it is 3 parts, here it is 1 part, right? So I will multiply this with 3. I will multiply this with 3. So now what will be the new ratio? That remains the same, and this will become 18:3. 18:3. Understood? Understood? So 3 and 3 it remains the same. So milk portion there is no. So what is the change I have observed here? Water. What is the water? How many parts? 11 parts. Okay. Initially water is of how many parts? 7 parts. 7 parts is equal to what? 21 liters. We can say initial water quantity is 7 parts. So 7 parts is equal to what? 21 liters. 7 parts is equal to 21 liters. Now to this how many parts you are adding? 11 parts, right? You are adding 11 parts. Then it will become finally 18. But how much quantity you are adding? Only 11 parts. So 11 parts will become what for me here? 7 into 3 is 21. 11 into 3 will become what? 33 liters. That means you need to add 33 liters of water. See, this is the general method and that is the shortcut method, students. If you are comfortable with this, go with this one. Else go with the basic and standard one only. Okay? Right. Next one. A fort has provisions for 60 days. Okay? If after 15 days, 500 men strengthen them and the food lasts for 40 days long. Okay. Last 40 days longer. How many men are there in the fort initially? Okay. Now see here students. What is the relation between the number of persons and food left? Whether they are directly proportional or inversely proportional. Please be careful with this. What happens here is, students, see here. If 5 persons can eat a food for some 40 days, assume. I am saying a random example. For 5 persons, the food will last for 40 days. Now 5 more people joined them. Now for 10 persons that food will last for how many days? For 10 persons or it will last for 5 days. You assume. Now cross multiply it, what you will get? 5 into x is equal to 10 into 40. 5 ones 5, 2's x is equal to 80 days. Sir, if there are 5 persons, the food will last for 40 days. Now if the strength was increased to 10, then the food will last for 80 days. Is it practically correct, students? Is it correct? Whatever I have done, it is completely wrong. Why? Because here for 5 persons itself, the food will last for just 40 days. Now the strength was increased to 10 persons. How it will be supplied for 80 days? Is it practically possible? Not at all. Then what is the mistake we have done here? What is the mistake which we have done here is, here the relation between the number of persons and food left will be inversely related. That means here, if the number of persons increases, then the food left for the days will decreases. If the number of persons decreases, the food left for the day will be increased. So then what I should write, how I need to write is 5 persons is equal to 1 by 40. Instead of 40, I should write it as 1 by 40. And for 10 persons, I don't know, I will assume it as some 1 by x. Now cross multiply it. 5 into 1 by x is equal to 10 into 1 by 40. 5 ones, 5 twos, 2 ones, 2 20s. So x value will become what here for me? 20 days. That means if the number of persons increases, the days decreases. So that means now I can say that if the number was increased to 10, then the food will be left for only 20 days. So while writing the relations, please be careful. If they are directly related, write it directly. If they are inversely related, write it in the inverse manner. Understood? Now come to our given question. Okay, right? For 60 days. For X, we don't know how many people are there initially. For X men, the provisions will last for how many days? 60 days. 60 days means just now I told you how I will write it, 1 by 60. Why? Because the relation between the number of men and the provisions left will be inversely related. Okay, now, if after 15 days, 500 men strengthen the fort and the food will last for how many days? 40 days. Now please see here, students. Here, before writing this one, okay, men food lasts for, okay. Initially there are X men and the food will last for how many days? 60 days. The food will last for how many days? 60 days. Now, after 15 days, if same X men are there, for example, if same X men are there, the food will be left for more how many days? 45 days, right? Am I correct? The food will be left for more how many days? 45 days. Why? If the same people are there, the food will, why? Because 15 days was passed, so 15 days they will consume, so the food will be left for how many days? 45 days. But now what happened is, now some more new people were added to that one, but now the strength became what? X plus 500. Instead of X, the strength became what now? X plus 500. For these people, the food will last for how many days? Just 40 days. For X people, the food will last for 45 days. For X plus 500, the food will last for 40 days. Now, already I told you how you will write the relation. For X, you should write it as 1 by 45. Okay. Next, for X plus 500, you should write that as 1 by 40. You should write that one as 1 by 40. Why? The reason already I told you, those two are inversely related. That is the reason I have written them in the inverse manner. So now cross multiply it, what you will get here? X into 1 by 40 is equal to 1 by 45 into X plus 500. X plus 500. Now see here, 5 8s are, 5 9s are. Okay. Okay. So now when I cross multiply it, here it will become x by 8. Here when I cross multiply it, what I will get here? 9x is equal to 8x plus 8 into 500, 4000. When I send x to x value will become what for me here? 4000. So what is the initial strength in that group? 4000. Initially in the fort there are 400 people. Now 500 more joined to them. Okay, so this understanding is very, very important, students. This one and this portion. Why we are writing the inverse relation? Why we are writing the inverse relation? See here, for X men the food will last for how many days? 60 days. Now 15 days were passed. After 15 days for the same X men. For example, if the same number of people are there, the food will last for how many days? More, 45 days. But what is happening here? To this X, 500 were added. So X plus 500. The food is lasting for more how many days? 40 days. But while writing the relation, we will write in this form 1 by 45 and 1 by 40. The reason is the number of men and the food consumption, food left will be inversely related. If the number of persons increases, the food will left for days will be decreased, like that. Okay, next one. If 232 is divided among 150 children such that each girl and each boy gets 1 and 2 respectively, how many girls and boys are there? Now please see here students, here we will try to solve this one with the help of alligation rule first of all, and then I will tell you the general method. Okay, or else one thing I will do the general method first and then we will go with the alligation rule. What will happen? Now total how many children are there for me here? 150 children are there. Okay, I will assume that when it comes to boys, they are some X in number. How many girls, right? They are asking about girls. So I will take girls are X in number. Then what about boys? Tell me. 150 minus X. Why? Because girls are X in number. Then out of 150, if X are girls, what about boys? 150 minus X. 150 minus X. Here they asked us to find girls, so I have taken girls as X. For example, if he had asked me boys, I would have taken boys as X. Okay. Anyway, you will get the answer, but it will be more easy for us to solve the problems. Okay. Now, each girl and each boy gets 1 and 2 rupees respectively. That means girl will get 1 rupee and boy will get 2 rupees. So total amount taken by girls will become what? X into 1 plus what will be the amount taken by boys? 150 minus X into 2. This will be equal to what? My total amount? 232. This will be equal to my total amount 232. So X plus 150 into 2, this will become 300 minus 2X. That is equal to 232. That is equal to 232. Now from this X minus 2X, it will become 300 minus X is equal to 232. Now I will send X to this side and 232 to that side. So X value will become what for me here? 68. So the total number of girls here are how many? 68 in number. 68 in number. This is the general method. Now what is the alligation method, sir? See students, this alligation method will be used in many other concepts also. Now see here, I will assume for time being that all the 150 children are male or boys. If all the 150 are boys, then what will be the amount which should be distributed here? Why? Because each boy is getting how much? 2 rupees. So if all are boys, means the amount which need to be distributed here is 300. If all are girls, assume that for time being all the children are of girl child. So what is the amount he should distribute here? 150 and each girl will get 1 rupee, right? So 150 rupees. But due to mixture of these boys and girls, how much he is dividing here? 232. Due to mixture of these girls and boys, he is dividing 232 rupees. Now what is the difference between these two? 82. What is the difference between these two? 68. 68. If there is any cancellation, cancel it. There is no wrong in that. So in 2 table, 41 times and this will become what? 34. So boys and girls are in what ratio? 41 is to 34 ratio. Boys and girls are in what ratio? 41 is to 32. And they are asking us what is the total strength of girls. Girls is how many parts? 34 by total is 75 into what is the total strength of students? 150. 150. So 75 ones, 75 twos. So this will become 68. This is the method to find the answer with alligation rule. With alligation rule, and this is the general procedure. It is up to you students, you can follow anything, but definitely you should have the idea on this one also. Why? Because we are going to use these applications very frequently, alligation rule very frequently. We will use the same application in simple interest, compound interest and all other concepts also. Okay, right? Next one. A and B invests. Now please see here students, under this ratio and proportions only, we have one more concept that is called partnerships. First of all, we will have a brief discussion on this and then we will solve the problems. Now in these partnerships, we will have two types of partnerships majorly students. One is simple and the other one is complex or compound, whatever it may be. We are naming it as simple and complex. What is this simple means? See here, Here both will invest for same time period. Both will invest for the same time period. Now see here students, when both are investing for the same time period, how they will share their profit or loss? Profits or loss ratio. Profit or loss ratio will be equal to investments ratio. Directly we will, whatever the amount which they have invested, we will find the ratios between them, and directly in the same ratio they will divide their profit or loss. Where if both invest for the same time period. In case of complex, what will happen here is, here they invest for different time periods. Whenever they invest for different time periods, then how we should divide the profit or loss ratio? Time period into investment ratio. That means at what time periods they have invested and their investment. Okay, we should also consider the time period also. For example, one will invest for 3 months, one will invest for 4 months. So the person, accordingly we should divide, right? So 3 into his investment is his ratio is to 4 into the other person's investment. Okay, in this same case only, sometimes we will have the case of charity or corporate social responsibility, CSR. Like this we will have different concepts. So whenever we have this charity or CSR case, before dividing the profits itself, we should remove this one. That means from the total profit, first of all we should remove this charity or CSR, and then we will be left with some shareable profit, right? This shareable profit should be divided between those 2 persons, 2 or 3 persons, whatever it may be. Okay, so this is one case. And next one is, here when it comes to the partners, usually when it comes to the partners, there will be 2 type of partners, students. One is working partner, and the other one is sleeping partner. Sir, what is this working partner and what is this sleeping partner? See, both will invest in the business, there is no doubt in that. But when it comes to this working partner, he will take care of the business. That means he will take part in the day-to-day activities of the business. When it comes to sleeping partner, he will simply invest in the business. He will not take part in any business activity. Directly at the end, he will come to take his share of profit or loss. So, what is the difference? Where the difference makes is, for this working partner, he will take some portion of profit as a share as he is working, or else he will take some amount as salary. So, what happens in this type of cases means, first of all, we should take out the working partner's share from the total profit. First, he will take, right, as I am working, I will take some additional value, he will say, right, that additional value we need to take out. How we will take this charity and CSR, and then we will be left with some shareable profit, and that shareable profit will be shared between this working partner and sleeping partner according to their investment. Okay. So this charity, CSR and this working partner case, whenever these cases occurs, first of all we should remove that value, whether that charity amount or that's corporate social responsibility CSR amount or the working partners amount, and then we will be left with a shareable profit. That profit should be shared according to their investments, Okay, understood, students? Now we will solve some of the problems. Okay. Now, when it comes to our given question, A and B invest rupees 8,000 and 9,000 in the business. After 4 months, A withdraws half of the capital. Okay. And 2 months later, B withdraws 1/3. Now, please tell me first of all, whether this question is related to a simple partnership or a complex partnership. Definitely a complex partnership. Why, sir? Why? Because their investment is not constant. After some time period, they are taking the investment or they are adding the investment, something like that. So, here the time periods, okay. A initially invested 8,000, B initially invested 9,000, their investments. Now, what is the ratio? They share at the end of the year means how many months we will have? 12 months. End of the year means 12 months. Now, now first of all I am writing the A's investment, students. For the first 4 months, his investment is 8,000. Am I correct? Why? Because after 4 months, A withdraws half of his capital. That means till 4 months, his investment is 8,000. Plus, after 4 months, more how many months are left for me in an year? 8 months. For this remaining 8 months, he withdrawn half of his capital, right? So that means his investment for the remaining 8 months will be how much? Half of 8,000 is 4,000. Half of 8,000 is 4,000. So A's overall investment is, this is A's overall investment. What it becomes? 8 into 4 into 8, 32,000. 8 into 4,000, 32,000. Overall his investment will become 64,000. Overall his investment becomes 64,000. Now, when it comes to B, now please see here, please observe carefully. After 4 months, A withdraws half of his capital, and 2 months later, that means first instance 4 months was happened, and then after once again 2 months, means total now how many months are covered? 6 months. So up to 6 months, B's investment is how much? 9,000. So 6 into 9,000. 6 into 9,000 plus, in an year, if 6 months were passed, more how many months are there for me? 6 months. For the remaining 6 months, his investment was, B withdraws 1/3 of his capital. What is 1/3 of 9,000? What is 1/3 of 9,000? 1/3 into 9,000. So what it becomes? 3,000. That means he withdraws 3,000. Out of 9,000, he is withdrawing 3,000, means his investment will be 6,000. Understood? So 6 into 9 is 54. 6 into 9 is, 6 into 6 is 36. 54 plus 36, 90. So his investment, overall B's investment will become what? 90,000. Now, in what ratio should they share the profit at the end of the year? According, so this is complex one, so I have written separately. So A is to B will become what for me here? 64,000 is to 90,000. So 3 zeros get cancelled in 2 table, 232 times, 245 times. So that means A and B should be dividing their profit in what ratio? 32 is to 45. A and B should divide the profit in what ratio? 32 is to 45 ratio. 32 is to 45 ratio. Understood? Right? Next one. In a zoo, there are rabbits and pigeons. Okay. If heads are counted, there are 340 heads. Anyway, for every rabbit and one pigeon, we will have the same, only one head. If legs are counted, there are 1060 legs. How many pigeons are there? Now see here, from this head count, what I can tell, now we will apply the allegation rule here directly, students. From this head count, what I can assume, total how many animals, including rabbits and pigeons, how many are there in that one? 340. So total will become what? 340. Whether it includes both our pigeons as well as rabbits. Why? Because heads will be only one, whether it for pigeon or for rabbit, total 340 animals are there. Now when it comes to legs, for rabbit how many legs we will have? 4. When it comes to pigeon, how many legs we will have? 2. Here we will apply the allegation rule, students. For example, I will assume that the entire zoo consists of only rabbits. Only rabbits. Then total number of legs will be how many? Only rabbits. I will assume only rabbits. The zoo contains only rabbits. So 340 into 4. Why? Because each rabbit will have 4 legs. So 340 into 4, what it becomes? 1200 plus 160. I should get how many legs? 1360 legs. Okay. For example, if I assume that my total zoo consists of only pigeons, then how many legs I should have here? 340 into 2. Why? Because each pigeon will have 2 legs. So 340 into 2, it should become what? 680. It should become what? 680. But due to mixture of these rabbits and pigeons, how many legs I am getting here? 1060 legs. Due to mixture of these two elements, how many legs we are getting here? 1060. So what is the difference between 1060 and 680? Here 320, 380. 380. When it comes to what is the difference between these two? 300. 300. So now 0, 0 get cancelled. 19 is to 15. So rabbits and pigeons are in what ratio? 19 is to 15 ratio. Rabbits is to pigeons, what I got now? 19 is to 15 ratio. They are in what ratio? 19. How many pigeons are there? How many pigeons are there? Pigeons are how many in number? 15 by total is 34. into 340. 34 ones, 34 tens. So total how many pigeons I have here? 150. So we will have 150 pigeons here. So our answer here is 150. I hope now everyone understood this alligation method. Whenever there is a mixture of two things, how we should do is assume that only one category is there, then what would be the value. Assume the other category is there, what would be the value. Due to mixture of these two, we are having only 1060 legs. Okay. Now we will observe the difference here and here. With the alligation rule, you will get the answer very quickly. Understood? Right? Next one. If the ratio of ages of two friends A and B is in the ratio 3:5. Okay. A is to B ratio is 3:5. Next. And that of B is to C is 3:5. Next. B is to C is 3:5. And the sum of their ages is 147. Then, okay. How old is B? How old is B? That is the question for us here. Now please see here. Whenever you have two ratios in this manner, now you need to join the ratios. Now you need to join the ratios. How you can join the ratios means, see here students, when you can join the ratio. For example, A is to B is some 1:2 and B is to 2 is some, B is to C is some 2:3. If this is the case, if B portion here and here are equal, that means here it is 2 and here it is 2. Then you can write A is to B is to C as 1:2:3. You can join the ratio. Until and unless the B's portion are equal, you cannot join them. But please observe here, what is B's portion here? 5 and what is B's portion here? 3. B portion is here 3 and B's portion here is 5. So first of all, we need to equal the ratios. We need to equal the B's portion. B's portion. How we will equal the B's portion? Now please see here. I will take one more example. 1:2 and B is to C is some 3:4. Now how I can equal the B's ratio, B's portion here and here means, here it is 3 and here it is 2. What is the LCM of 3 and 2, or simply cross multiply it? I will multiply this with 3 and I will multiply with this one with 2. 2 here and 3 here. Okay, now what happens to the ratio? 3:6 and 6:8. So 6 parts and 6 parts. So directly now I can write 3:6:8. This is the procedure. Okay, now we will try to solve the same here. A is to B is what here? 3:5. What is B is to C here? 3:5. B is to C is also 3:5. What is B's portion here? 5 parts. What is B's portion here? 3 parts. So to equal this, I will multiply this 3 here and I will multiply this 5 here. So what happens to the new ratios? 9:15. This will become 15:25. Now B's portion here and here are equal, 15 and 15. So now directly I can write A is to B is to C is equal to 9:15:25. 9:15:25. Okay. So now the total, the sum of the rays is how much? 147. That means total is 147. Then they are asking us B's age. B's age is how many parts? 15 parts. Out of total is how much? 9 plus 15, 24. 24 plus 25, 49. Into total age is 147. Total sum of the rays is how much? 147. Total number of parts is equal to 147. So 49 ones, 49 threes. Then B's age will become what for years here? 45 years. B's age is here 45 years. 45 years. Understood? While joining the ratios, the common term should be equal. So for that, to make it equal, you can multiply any. We know one property that we can multiply a constant to any given ratio. Why? Because it is not going to affect our given ratio. We will take the help of that statement and we will try to get the answer for that one. Right? Next one. A mixture contains alcohol and water in the ratio of 4:3. Okay. Alcohol is to water is equal to 4:3. Okay, good, superb. Next, if 5 liters of water is added to the mixture, the ratio becomes 4:5. Find the quantity of alcohol in the given mixture. See students, we can solve this one in the general and the simple shortcut method. See here, alcohol, I will tell you the shortcut one. Alcohol is to water is equal to what? 4:3. Now when you add 5 liters of water to this mixture, then what happens to alcohol and water ratio? It becomes 4:5. See here directly, is there any change in the alcohol portion? Alcohol portion is still remaining as 4 and 4 only. Okay, so what is happening here? Only this change is happening here. It is becoming 3 to 5. That means 2 parts is equal to 5 liters. 2 parts is equal to 5 liters. That is the case, right? Why? Because from here to here, that is 2 parts. 2 parts difference is there. This 2 parts difference came because of what? Because of addition of 5 liters of water. Because of addition of 5 liters of water. That means 2 parts is equal to 5 liters. What is the question? Find the quantity of alcohol in the given mixture. Alcohol is of how many parts? 4 parts. So 4 parts will become how much? If 2 parts is 5 liters, 4 parts will become what? 10 liters. 4 parts becomes 10 liters. So our answer here will become 10. That is one method. The other one is, see here students. So initially alcohol and water are in what ratio? 4:3 means 4x and 3x. Now to this we are adding 5 liters of water. That means plus 5. So that the ratio became what? 4:5. So that the ratio became what? 4:3. 4x and 3x are the initial quantities. When 5 liters of water was added, the quantities will become 4x by 3x plus 5 and the ratio is becoming 4 by 5. 4 by 5. Now cross multiply this, what you will get here students? 20x is equal to 12x plus 20. 12x plus 20. So from this 8x is equal to what? 20. 8x is equal to 20. X value will become what for me? 2.5. X value becomes 2.5. What about alcohol portion? Alcohol portion is 4x. Alcohol is 4x. So this will become what? 4 into 2.5, which will be equal to 10 liters. Which will be equal to 10 liters. So our answer here will become 10 liters. This is the general procedure and this is the shortcut one. Okay. Next. Salaries of Ravi and Sumit are in the ratio of 2:3. Okay. Salaries are 2:3. If the salary of each is increased by 4,000, then the new ratio becomes 40:57. What is the Sumit's salary? Now each person's salary was increased by how much? 4,000 each. That means 2x plus 4,000 by 3x plus 4,000. This value is equal to what? 40 by 57. 40 by 57. This value is equal to 40 by 57. Simply cross multiply it students. No need to worry. Simply cross multiply it. What I will get here? 114x plus 57. I will write it as 57 into 4,000 only. Don't waste your time. That is equal to 120x plus 40 into 4,000. So when I cross multiply this, when I send 114 into x to that side and 40 into 4,000 to this side, it will become what? 6x is equal to 57 minus 40, it will become 17 into 4,000. 17 into 4,000. What is Sumit's salary? Sumit's salary is what? 3 parts. That is 3x. That means what? By 2, right? 6x is equal to this one, but Sumit's salary is what here? Don't waste your time by multiplying sending 6 to this side and you will get a decimal value here. That is waste of time. Sumit's salary is what here? 3x. That means what I can write? 6x by 2, right? 6x by 2. So 6x value is 17 into 4,000 by 2. 2 ones to 2 thousands. So Sumit's salary will become what for me here? 34,000. Sumit's salary will become 34,000. 34,000. Okay. 34,000. Here there is some change. I think this is 34,000. 34,000 will be the Sumit's salary for us here. Okay. Next one. 2 persons P and Q enter into a business. Okay. P puts rupees 14,000 more than Q, but P invested for 8 months and Q has invested for 10 months. If P's share is rupees 400 more than Q's share out of the total profit of 2,000, what is the capital contributed? So now first of all, please see here students, we will total profit is how much? 2,000, right? Okay, if P's share is 400 more than Q's share, then what will be the values? Okay, P's share is equal to Q plus 4,000, 400 in this 2,000, whereas this value will become Q. Q will get how much? Q only. Q gets Q share and P will get 400 more than Q. 400 more than Q. Now please see here, we know that P plus Q value should be equal to what? 2,000. P plus Q value should be equal to what? 2,000. Now P value is what here? Q plus 400 plus Q is equal to 2,000. So overall 2q value will become what for me here? 1600, and a q value will become just 800. That means q share will become what for us here? 800. Q share is 800. Q share is 800 and P share will become what? P share will become 1200, sorry. P share becomes 1200. So now what is the ratio between P and Q? What is the profit ratio? 3:2. Profits ratio is what? 3:2. Now we came to know that P and Q should are dividing the profits in what ratio? 3:2. Now come to P's investment. Same. P's investment is 14,000 more than Q. So Q plus 14,000. When it comes to Q's investment is some Q only. We don't know what it is, so we will take Q. But when it comes to P, P invested for how many months? 8 months, and Q invested for how many months? 10 months. So P's investment is 8 months and Q's investment is 10 months. So now tell me what is the overall P's investment now? Q plus 14,000 into 8 is P's investment. Okay, and what is Q's investment here for us? What is Q's investment for us in this case? Q into 10 months. Q into 10 months. Q into 10 months. Now, in the same ratio, whatever this is their investment ratio, right? This investment ratio should be equal to 3:2. That means 8Q plus 14 8s are, or else 8 14s are, what it becomes? 112,000. Okay, 1,12,000 by 10Q. This value should be equal to what, students? 3/2. This value should be equal to 3/2. Why? Because this is their investment, total overall investment. This ratio should be equal to the profits ratio. Okay, profits ratio what we got? 3:2. Now cross multiplied 16Q plus 2,24,000 is equal to 30Q is equal to 30Q, right? So when I send this 16, it will become what? 14Q is equal to 2,24,000. 14Q is equal to 2 lakhs. So Q value will become what? What it becomes? 16,000. Am I correct? 16,000 or more than that? Why? Because 14 ones are 14, 16s are 224 and 16,000. Q's investment will become what? 16,000. But what is our question? What is the investment or capital contributed by P? P will contribute how much? 16,000 plus 14,000. 16,000 plus 14,000. What it becomes? 30,000. P's contribution will become what? 30,000. Why? Because he is investing 14,000 more than Q. So P's contribution will become here 30,000. So see students, first of all, we will calculate the profits ratio. Based on that profits ratio, in reverse order we calculated their investments ratio. In reverse order we calculated their investments ratio. Understood? Right. Next one. The questions from statements. See, definitely they are asking a minimum of 6 to 7 questions, a minimum from this area called statements. It will be like a blend of all the concept, students. That means we cannot expect only from this area they will ask the question from that area. They will ask any concept which are related and they will be given us as a statement for that. So before going to these concepts or questions, let us have a look on some of the important areas where they will concentrate. Mostly they will ask questions based on progressions. Sir, what is this progression? See here, mostly we will have only on the questions based on arithmetic progression. That means how many terms will be there, number of terms and all these things, basic things. Now see here, what we call it as arithmetic progression means if the common difference, for example 2, 3, or else I will take an example 2, 5, 8, 11, 14, 17 like this. We can say that these numbers are in arithmetic progression. Arithmetic progression means there will be a common difference between any two successive numbers. What is the difference between these two? 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. Like this we will have a common difference. Then we can say that these numbers are in arithmetic progression. If the difference between any two successive numbers are constant in the given series, then those numbers are said to be in arithmetic progression. Here we will have a separate terminology. A means first term. A means first term. Generally we will indicate that as, here in this case what is the first term for us? 2. And D means common difference. common difference. D means common difference. What is the common difference in this case? 3. Why? Because the difference between any two successive numbers is here 3. So common difference D. Okay. Here first term, or what we can call is nth term. If I want to find some nth term, then we will have formula A plus n minus 1 into D. Nth term, we will have the formula A plus n minus 1 into D. In the other terms, they will also indicate it with Tn. This indication is not that much important for us. If I want to find the nth term in this series, how I can find this one means A plus n. For example, if I want to find 15th term in this series only, then what I will do? I need to find T15. So A is what for me here? 2 plus 15th term, right? So 15 minus 1, 14, and common difference is how much here? 3. So 2 plus 14 3s are 42. So 45 will become the 15th term for me in the given series. Like this. And similarly, we will have sum to n terms. Sum to n terms is equal to n by 2 into first term plus last term. First term plus last term. First term plus last term. Okay, understood? In other words, they will write this as n by 2 into A plus L, where A is first term, we already know, L means last term. A plus L. Understood, students? This is the case of sum to n terms in arithmetic progression. And similarly, along with these students, we should also know sum of first n natural numbers like this. Sum of first n natural numbers. These are basic things, students. Definitely we should know. First sum of first n natural numbers will be equal to n into n plus 1 by 2. N into n plus 1 by 2. And next, sum of squares of first n natural numbers. This will be equal to n into n plus 1 into 2n plus 1 by 6. N into n plus 1 into 2n plus 1 by 6. Next, similarly, sum of cubes of first n natural numbers. This will be equal to n into n plus 1 by 2 whole square. N into n plus 1 by 2 whole square. Now, what is the meaning of this one? Means 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus and so on. First n natural numbers, that n can be 10, 20, 30, whatever it may be. If I want to find the sum of the numbers, I will apply the formula n into n plus 1 by 2. For example, suddenly if I want to find between 51 to 100, don't use the formula this one. Why? Because this is from first to 100, I can use this formula. But if it is from 51 to 100, what I need to do? If it is from 51 to 100, two ways I can do here, students. What is the first method? I can find up to sum to 100 terms minus sum to 50 terms. I can do this one. Or else I can apply the same thing for arithmetic progression. All the natural numbers will be in arithmetic progression only, whose common difference is 1. So how many terms I will have here from 51 to 100? 50. 51 to 100, how many terms I will have? 50. So n by 2 means what? 50 by 2. First term is 51 and last term is 100. First term is 51 and last term is 100. So you can take the help of arithmetic progression if anything is asked in this manner. That means middle areas. If they have asked you in the normal form, you can find it using the formula n into n plus 1 by 2. Now squares of first n natural numbers means 1 square plus 2 square plus 3 square plus 4 square plus and so on. If I want to find the squares, sum of squares. Cubes means what? 1 cube plus 2 cube plus 3 cube plus 4 cube and so on. See students, these are small, you may think that these are small things. Yes, those are small things, but we will use these applications in many areas. Definitely we should know what is the sum of first n natural numbers, squares of n natural numbers and cubes of n natural numbers. We don't know where we are going to use these concepts, but definitely they will ask something related to these things. One question will be framed which are related to this one. So arithmetic progressions, you should have a general idea, and then after that you should have this one also. Okay. Next, now we will solve the problems based on statements, students. Okay, these will be very, very interesting. Now see here, consider the following statements and question with respect to the arithmetic progression. Okay, first one, the sum of first and last term of an AP is 301. Okay, first and last term of an AP is 301. That is the first statement. Second one, the first term and common difference of AP are respectively 2 and 3. First term is 2 and common difference is 3. And the AP consists of 100 terms. And the AP consists of 100 terms. Now, these are two statements. Now, question. What is the average of all the terms of AP? What is the average of all the terms of AP? Now, first of all, tell me how you will find the average of any numbers. How you can find the average of any numbers. Sum of the numbers by number of numbers, right? Right, sum of the numbers by number of, in our last sessions we already seen how we will calculate the average, sum of observations by number of observations. So here, so to get the sum of numbers, now first of all, what is the question which they have asked us here? Statement 1 alone is sufficient. That means I need to check with only statement 1 I can find my answer or not. See here, sum of first and last term of AP is 301. Okay. That means here sum of terms will become what? N by 2 into first term plus last term. So that value they given it as 301. But do we know N here? No, we don't know. If you don't know N, is it possible for us to find the value of average? No, we cannot find the average. Why? Because sum by this N will give us the average. So with only statement 1, I cannot tell my answer. By using statement 1 alone, I cannot tell my answer. Now, I will see only statement 2. Now, what is statement 2? A is 2. Okay. Common difference D is 3. And AP consists of 100 terms. N is equal to 100. Now, tell me what is Tn? That is T100. Last term. First term plus last term will become 100th term only, right? So, A plus 99D. Last term will become what? A plus 99D. Why? Because 100 minus 1 it will become 99. So, now A plus, what is A? 2 plus 99 into 3. 2 plus 99, 3 is 297. So, the last term will become what? 299. First term is 2. And sum to n terms in an arithmetic progression will become what? Sum of n terms n by 2. That is 100 by 2 into first term is 2 and last term is 299. 299. Now, by average means what? Sum by number of terms. That is by 100. I will get a value, right? Yes, I will get a value. We don't require the complete answer. Just to observe, will you get an answer? Yes, we will get an answer. So that means with only statement 2, I can tell my answer, right? I can tell the average of the terms in the given AP. Yes. So statement 2 alone is sufficient to answer the question, whereas statement 1 is not sufficient to answer the question. That will be our answer here. Understood, students? First of all, we need to check it individually. I checked individually with only statement 1. Is it possible for me? No, it is not possible for me. Now, then I checked with statement 2. Yes, with statement 2, I can find the average. So, no need to check together case once again. Only statement 2 is sufficient, alone is sufficient. For example, if statement 2 is also not sufficient, then I will check both statement 1 and statement 2 together. If it is possible, yes, by using both statement 1 and 2, it is possible for me. If then also it is not possible, I will say that by using both statements also, I cannot tell the answer to this given question. Understood? Right. Next one. Consider two statements and a question given below. Statement 1, B is the brother of A and son of E. So, next, how is F related to E? That is the question for us. Now, from the first statement, will I be able to tell the answer or not? We will see. B is the brother of A. B is the brother of A and son of E. Who is son of E? B itself is the son of E. Okay. From this, there is no F and E. E I have, but F is not at all introduced in my first statement. So, by using only statement 1, I cannot tell my answer. Now, statement 2, F is the mother of B. F is the mother of B. F is the mother of B means E will become father of B. Now, how is F related to E? F will be the wife of E. F will be the wife of E. Okay. F is okay. First of all, this first, see here students. My first statement is, this is my first statement. I don't know the gender of E also. Just by the first statement, I can tell this one. Now, only second statement, F is mother of B. F is mother of B. Here, E is not there. Now, I will combine these two. That means, obviously, F will become wife for E. F will become Y for E. F becomes F. That means by combining both the statements I can tell my answer, right? So how is F related to E means on which of them is necessary? Both 1 and 2 are necessary. Both 1 and 2 are necessary for me here to tell the answer. With only one single statement I cannot tell my answer. Next one. Now 5 children with ages A less than B less than C less than D less than E. That means who is the youngest? A is the youngest. Who is the eldest? E. Any two successive age differs by 2 years. Okay. The age difference between them is 2 years. Okay, good. Now, first statement. What is the age of the youngest child? What is the age of the youngest child? That is the given question for us. Now, I will check the first. The age of the eldest is 3 times the youngest. The age of the eldest is 3 times the youngest, they are telling. For example, if A's age is X, what about eldest age? It will become 3x. 3x. But what is the age difference between these two persons? It is 2. According to the given question, between these two persons it is 2, and between these two persons it is 2, and between these two persons it is 2. So from A to E, what is the age difference for me here? Actually 8. From A to E, what is the age difference? 8 years. 8 years. Why? Because any two successive persons age difference is 8 years. So that means if x 3x minus x will become what? 8. 2x value will become what for me here? 8. X value will become 4. X value will become 4. That means from using the first statement, what is the age of youngest child? What I came to know? 4. I was able to tell the answer. Yes. Now we will check the next one. The average age of the children is 8 years. The average age of the children is 8 years. See here students, if the age difference is common, okay, between 5 children, what will be the average? The middle child's age will become the average, right? The middle child, see, out of 5 numbers who are equidistant from each other, what will be the average? The middle value will become the average, right? So here according to the given question, indirectly this middle person, from the second statement, the middle child's age is 8. If his age is 8, what about his age? 6. What about his age? 4. Right? With the second statement also I can tell my answer, right? That is 4 years. That means by using both statements individually, the question can be answered using one of the statements alone. Is it correct? Yes. But cannot be answered using the other statement alone. No, that is not possible. Using either statements alone. The question can be answered by using either statements alone. By using any one of these two statements, I can tell my answer. By using the first one, I can tell my answer. By using the second one also, I can tell my answer. So here our answer here will become option B. Option B. Understood? Right? Next one. Consider two statements and a question. Rahul at present is 25 years younger to his mother. In which year Rahul was born? That is the question. By this logic, can we tell in which year Rahul was born? No, we cannot tell. Rahul at present is 25 years younger to his mother. We don't know what is the age, I mean, how much, what year they were born. Just we know that Rahul's and his mother's age difference. By using that, I cannot tell. By only first statement, I cannot tell my answer. Now, I will see the next one. Rahul's brother, who was born in 1964, is 35 years younger to his mother. Okay. Only statement 2. Now, forget about statement 1. You should not include that statement 1 as of now. Now, see here, Rahul's brother was born in 1964. Is 35 years younger to his mother. You can tell the Rahul's mother's age. But by using only statement 2, I cannot tell my Rahul's age. Why? Because now 35 years younger means when his mother will be born? 1929. We can tell the mother's age, but we cannot tell on which age, on which year the Rahul was born. Rahul was born. Okay, put that aside. Now I will combine these two. When I combine these two, I came to know that Rahul's mother was born in 1929 and the age difference between Rahul and his mother is 25 years. So, in which year Rahul will be born? Rahul will be born on 1954. Okay, Rahul born on 1954. So, what will be our answer? Both statement 1 and statement 2 together are sufficient to answer the question. Definitely, I need to use both the statements to get my answer in this case. By using either of only one statements, I cannot get the answer. Definitely, I should consider both the statements to get my answer here, right? Next one. What is the age of, okay, question. What is the age of Manisha? That is the question for us here. Now, first statement, Manisha is 24 years younger than to her mother. By using that one, we cannot tell the exact age of Manisha as of now. Only that statement. Next, second statement, 5 years later, the age of Manisha and her mother will be in the ratio of 3:5. 5 years later, the ratio will be 3:5. But still, I cannot tell my answer. Only by using only the second statement. Now I will try to combine the first and the second statements to get my answer. Is it possible for me or not? We will see. So for example, if Manisha's mother's age is some x, what about Manisha's age? At present, it will become 24 plus x. Why? Because she is 24 years younger than her mother. So 24 plus, mother's age. At last, what did they ask us? What is the age of Manisha, right? So, Manisha's age, I will take it as x. Mother's age will become x plus 24. X plus 24, right? Now, after 5 years, what about Manisha's age? Tell me. Now, I am combining this first one with second one. What about Manisha's age? Manisha's age will become x plus 5. What about Manisha's mother's age? Mother's age will become what? X plus 29. X plus 29. Now the ratio between them is what? 3:5. That is 3 by 5. Now the ratio between them is 3:5. Now you can solve the value for x, right? Yes, if you cross multiply it, you will get the value of x. So by using both statements, I can tell my answer. By using both the statements, I can tell my answer here. Okay? Right? This is the second statement. Next one. Now, see here students, we should know the types of numbers. In our number system, we already discussed this one. Okay, so please go and watch that one. This is root 75. Root 75 is a rational number. What is meant by rational number? Anything which can be written in the form of p by q, then we can call it as rational number. Okay, which of the above statements are correct? That is the question for us. Root 75 is a rational number. What actually I can write root 75, students? I can write root 75 as root 25 into 3, which I can further write it as 5 root 3. Is 5 root 3 a rational number? No. 5 root 3 is not a rational number. What is the reason? Root 3 is not a rational value. Root 3, in some cases you will assume it as 1.732, but it is not the exact value of root 3. So root 3 is irrational. So obviously 5 into root 3 also will become a irrational number. So root 75 is a irrational number, but in the question they given it as a rational number. That is wrong. Next, there exists at least a positive integer x such that, okay, minus 4x by 5 is less than minus 7 by 8. At least one positive integer. At least a positive. So not all the cases. It will not be true in all the cases, but there is at least one they are telling. We will try to cross check it. Okay, now please see here. By seeing this one, we will not get the idea. So what my suggestion is, cross multiply it, what you will get here, minus 4x is less than 5 sevens are minus 35. Now tell me what is the value of x I can take so that it will be less than minus 35. If I take x value as 1, is minus 4 less than minus 35? No. If I take x value as 2, it will become what? Minus 8. 4 8s are 32, right? Sorry. This is 32. 32x. 32x. First of all, minus 32x. It will become minus 32x. If I take x value as 1, what happens to this one? Minus 32 is minus 32 less than minus 35? No, it is not possible. I will take x value as 2. Then this will become what? Minus 64. Is minus 64 less than minus 35? Yes, minus 64 is less than minus 35. So this is correct. One value is satisfied, right? Then it is enough. No need to think too much about that. Actually, except 1, for all the positive values that will become true. For all the positive integers that will become true. But here at least a positive, right? So one value is enough for us to write the final answer, right? Next one. X minus 2 is by x is less than 1 for all the real values of x. Now I will cross multiply it, what it becomes. Please see here, x minus 2 by x, when I send x to that side, it will become x minus 2 is less than x. For all real values of x, he is telling all real values means what are the values you can take? You can take p by q's, okay, real number, or else all the positive and negative integers you can take, and all the values you can take. For all values it is true. He is telling that for all values it is true. Is it correct? Is it correct? We will see. If I take x as minus 2, if I take x as minus 1 or minus 2, whatever it may be, if I take x as minus 1, so what I will get here? X minus 1, okay, x minus is 1 is, what you will get? Minus 1, minus 2, sorry, minus 1, minus 2 is less than minus 2. Yes, that is correct. If I take another p by q values, is it going to satisfy all these values? Yes, it is going to satisfy all the values of this one. X minus 2 is will be always less than 1. That is the case he is telling. Yes, it is true. It is true. Next, 4.232323 can be expressed in the form of p by q, where p and q are integers. Where p and q are integers. Yes, repetitive, right? 423. What I can write? 423 minus 4 by 99. I can write it in the form of p by q. So this one is also correct. So here 2, 3 and 4 are correct. In the options we didn't mention that one, but here all the 2, 3 and 4 are correct for us. 2, 3 and 4 are correct. Okay. Next one. Consider the following statements and the question that follows. Now, the number is divisible by 2. Okay. Is the number divisible by 8? If a number is divisible by 2, if it is it divisible by 8? For example, take 2 only. 2 is divisible by 2, but is 2 divisible by 8? No. So, by using only first statement, I cannot tell my answer. Now, second statement, the number is divisible by 4. Then, is the number divisible by 8? May or may not. See here, chances are there. I cannot say always no. Why? Because see here, I can take examples. For the first statement, I can take 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. Like this, I will have a set of numbers which are divisible by 2. In this is not divisible by 8, this is not divisible by 8, this is not divisible by 8, but this is divisible by 8. And this is not divisible by 8, this is not like this. Some numbers are divisible by 8 and some numbers are not divisible by 8. Can I say exactly that yes, they are divisible, yes, they are not divisible? No, I cannot say. Why? Because there is chance for both. Some numbers are divisible and some numbers are not divisible. So, I cannot tell an exact number. I mean yes or no here. Yes or no, I cannot tell exactly. Now, when it comes to second one, what are the possibilities? I can take 4, 8, 12, okay, 16, 20, 24, like this. Now, please observe here, students. Here also, this is not divisible by 8, but this is divisible by 8. This is not divisible by 8, this is divisible by 8, like this. So, can I tell exactly that if a number is divisible by 4, is it divisible by 8 or not? No, I cannot say exactly. It may be or may not be. Still there is an ambiguity. Now, I will try to combine these two. Now, when I combine these two numbers, what is the LCM of 2 and 4? Actually, it is 2 and 4 is 4 only. What is the LCM of 2 and 4? Combining means nothing but if a number is divisible, how you will check whether the number is divisible by both 2 and 4 means what is the LCM of 2 and 4? 4 only. Now, when I combine these two also, what is the values I will get? 4, 8, 12. The same set of this one only. Now, I am combining both the statements. First and second also, I will get the same set. Am I able to tell the answer for this one? Still, I am not able to tell the answer. Why? Because it may be divisible, may not be divisible. So, both statement 1 and statement 2 are not sufficient to answer the question. Why? Because even though when I combine both the statements also, still I cannot say exactly that the given number is divisible by 8 or not. 8 or not. Combining means take the LCM of 2 and 4. What is the LCM of 2 and 4? 4. So, that means write the multiples of 4. That set also I cannot tell the exact answer. Next one. A number x is divisible by both 29 and 31. See here, students. Number x is divisible by both 39 and 29. Then consider the following statements. The number will always divisible by 819. 819. Let us see this one. See, a number is divisible by both 39 and 21 means, 39 and 21 means what could be the number generally? Generally, what is the LCM of 29 and 31? Take the LCM of 29 and 31. Sorry, 39 and 21. 3 table. 3 13s, 3 7s. So that means definitely the number will be divisible by 13 3s are 39, 39 7s are 63 and 6 means 273. That means a minimum, the first number which is divisible by both 39 and 21 together is what? 273. 273 is the first number which is. Now, the number will always divisible by 819. Is it correct? Why? Because the smallest number is what? 273. Is 273 divisible by 819? Is 273 divisible by 819? No, it is not divisible. So, statement 1 is false for us here. Now, statement 2. The smallest value possible for x is 273. Yes, 273 is the smallest value. Below that, there is no other choice for me. The smallest value greater than 1000 possible for x is 1092. Greater than 1000. We will see. 273 2s are, I mean multiples of 273 is what? 546. Next will become what? 546 and it will become, when I add 273 to this one, it will become 819. And the next one will become what for us? 1092. Yes, 1092 is the smallest value greater than 1000 which is divisible by x. For x is 1092. That is correct. Next, x can never be a 2-digit number. Yes. Why? Because the smallest value is what? 273, which is a 3-digit number. Will there be a chance to get 2-digit number? No. So, here our answer here will become what? How many of the above statements are correct? 2 statements are correct. How many of the above statements are correct for us here? 2 statements are correct for us in the given statements. What are those correct? 2 and 3 are correct. Next one. 2 statements S1 and S2 are given, followed by a question. N when divided by 5 gives 1 as a remainder. N when divided by 8 gives 2 as a remainder. Okay. Okay, first statement and second statement. N is a natural number between 20 and 30. So, first of all, between 20 and 30, what are the numbers we will have? 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29 and 30. Okay. Now, n is a number when divided by 5 gives 1 as a remainder. So, from the first statement, I have 2 options. What are those? 21 and 26. There is chance for both 21 and 26. Is it possible for me to tell exactly one answer for them? No. By using first statement alone, I cannot tell my answer. Next one. N when divided by 8 gives 2 as a remainder. So, what is the only choice for me here? 26. Why? Because 24 is exactly divisible by 8. 24 is exactly divisible by 8 and 24 plus 2 what it becomes? 26. 26. So, 26 will be the only number which is possible for me in the given range. So, by using statement 2 alone I can tell my answer, right? Why I am taking only 21, 26 and 26 means from the given range. Why? Because n is a natural number between 20 and 30. So, 21 to 30 I can not even 30. Between means I cannot take 30 also. 21 to 29, what are the possibilities I have? If it is the first statement, I will have 2 chances. Even in the second case, I have only one choice, that is 26. So, statement 2 alone is sufficient to answer the question. Statement 2 alone is sufficient to answer the given question. Why? Because with statement 2 itself, I can say that only one number is there for n, that is 26. Next one. In a party, 75% took tea. Okay, 60% took coffee and 15% took both tea and coffee. No one taking milk takes tea. Each person takes at least one drink. Okay, that is the case. How many persons attended the party? Statement 2. Question. 50 persons took milk. Okay, right. Now see here. First of all, in a party, 75 persons took tea. 75 took tea. Okay. 60% took coffee. 60 persons took coffee. Next, 15% took both tea and coffee. 15 both tea and coffee. Okay. Next, no one taking milk takes tea. Okay. There are few no one taking milk takes tea. Okay. The person who takes milk definitely will not take tea. Each person takes at least one drink. Okay, that means every person. So how many categories there are there for me? Actually here total 3 categories are there. Before that, please tell me how we can draw this relation. See, coffee is common between tea and milk. There should be no relation between tea and milk. Why? Because no one who taking milk will take tea. Now overall tea consumption people are how many in number? 75. Overall coffee consumption people are how many in number? 60. Overall milk we don't know as of now. But we know that tea and coffee together are how many? 15. Tea and coffee together 15 means what about only tea? 60 people will take only tea. For timing I cannot tell coffee. Why? Because I don't know how many persons are taking both coffee and milk together. So that is the case I have now. Now see the first one. How many persons attended the meeting? That means the total number of persons I need to calculate here. Now statement 1. 50 persons took milk. He is simply saying that 50 persons took milk. From this, can I tell my answer? No. Why? Because I don't know how many persons are taking coffee and milk together. By using statement 1, I cannot tell my answer. Next, second one. Number of persons who attend the party is 5 times the number of persons who took milk only. Milk only. Now, I will assume that there are some X persons who is taking milk and coffee together. What about milk only? What about milk only case? 50 minus X, right? 50 minus X. 50 minus X. That will become the milk only for me here. Now, first initially, with statement 2 also I cannot tell my answer. For example, if I assume this as X, then also I cannot tell my exact answer. Okay. Now, total we cannot take here. So now I am combining both the statements. Now what is the total for me here? 60 plus 15 plus how much this one value? 60 minus 15 is 45. 45 minus X. 45 minus X plus X plus what I will get here, students? 45 minus X plus 50 minus X. 50 minus X is equal to 5x. 50 minus X is equal to 5x. This plus X, this plus minus X plus X will get cancelled. 120, 120, 170. 170 is equal to 6x. Still, am I able to find the number of persons who attended the party is 5 times the number of persons who took milk only. Milk only. So, this is 5x. So, you will get this value. 50 minus X plus X. This will become 60 minus, okay, this will become 45. 60 plus 45 plus 50 minus X is equal to 5x. When I send X to that side, it will become what? 6x. Still, we are not able to find our final answer. Right? We will not be able to find our final answer. So, by using the question, both the statements, we cannot answer the either of the statements alone. Using both the statements. By using both, we can tell the answer. By using only one of it, we cannot tell our final answer here, students. Okay? Why? Because we are getting the answer here. Okay? Next one. Out of 100 villages, 60 receive rupees 6,000 per year under PM Kisan. Okay. 100 villages are there. In that 60 receive PM Kisan. If 70 of the villagers, if for 70 of the villagers agriculture is the primary source of income. See, this is PM Kisan who will receive and 40 will not receive. Will not receive PM Kisan. Okay, next, out of 100, 70 of the village agriculture is the primary source. So for 70 people, agriculture is primary source. Next, when it comes to 30, some other is primary source. Okay, from the given question we can understand that one. Out of 100, 60 will get PM Kisan, 40 will not get PM Kisan. And out of that same 100, 70 persons primary income is agriculture and 30% is some other. It can be anything. Now, which of the following is true? Now, first statement, at least 10 of the villagers whose primary income is not from agriculture receive rupees 6,000 under PM Kisan. Now, see here, at least 10 of the villagers whose primary income is not from agriculture receive, see here, he is saying worst case. Now, assume that all the villagers who are doing agriculture as a primary income, okay, are getting 6,000 for example. Now total agricultural families are how many? 70. But PM Kisan was received by only 60 people, right? If I assume that all the families of agriculture got PM Kisan, still 10 of the agriculture families are not at all possible. So is there any chance to get the other one? Whose primary income? No, there is no chance for this one, first statement. Next, at least 30 of the villagers whose primary income is from agriculture receives 6,000 under PM Kisan. For example, reverse. I will assume that all the other people will get PM Kisan. So how many people will get PM Kisan? 30. More, how many people will get PM Kisan? More 30. That 30 will be from which category? That 30 will be from agriculture, right? That means at least a minimum of 30 families from agriculture will get PM Kisan. Will get PM Kisan. So here only 2 is correct, 1 is wrong, students. They are telling that at least 10 of the villagers whose primary income is not from agriculture will get PM Kisan. But that is wrong. Why? Because see, agricultural families are how many in number? 70. And PM Kisan was received by just 60. That means if all the agricultural people will get PM Kisan, then there is no chance to get the PM Kisan for other families, right? So at least 10, a minimum of 10 is not at all correct for us. Okay, no one may also get the PM Kisan from that category. And the second one, at least 30 of the villagers whose primary income is from agriculture. So for time being, assume that all the other people get PM Kisan. Then all the other people are how many in number? 30 in number. So more, how many people will get PM Kisan? More, 30 people will get PM Kisan. So those 30 should be from obviously from the agriculture background. So 2 only. Second one is correct for us here. Next one. The first Sunday of the month fell on 5th. Okay, first Sunday is on 5th. Second statement, the last day of the month was Friday. The last Sunday of the month will fall on which date? That is the question for us. First, only by from the first statement, is it possible for us to do? First Sunday is what? On 5th. So next Sunday will be on 12th. Next Sunday will be on 19th. Next Sunday will be on 26th. Next Sunday will be on plus 7 means 33rd. Will we have 33rd days in any month? No, we will not have in any month. Okay, so that means if I know the 5th one, then I can say that last Sunday will fall on which date? 26th. By using statement 1, I can tell my answer. Given any month. On given any month. Why? Because 26 in February we will have 26 days. So 26 is possible. And in any month we will not have 33 days. So if 5th is first Sunday, then the last Sunday will be on 26th. Taken any month into consideration. So by using first statement, I can tell my answer. Okay. Next, by using second one, the last day of the month was Friday. See here there is a question mark for us. Why? Because we don't know how many days in that month we'll have. Whether that month have 31 days, 30 days, 28 days or 29 days. We cannot say exactly. So by using statement 2, can I tell my answer? No, I cannot tell my answer. So that means statement 1 alone is sufficient to answer the given question. Why? Because on any given month we will have 26 days, pakka, a minimum of 26 days. So 26th will be there. And for any given month we will not have 33 days. At max we can have only 31 days. So that means our answer is 26. So first one we can tell the answer. By using statement 1 alone itself, we can tell our answer. Next one. A, B, C, D are 4 distinct natural numbers. If the results of this expression is A, B, C, D are 4 distinct natural numbers. If the result of the expression A plus B into C plus D is an odd number. Now tell me students one thing. By multiplying which 2 numbers you will get the product as odd? To get a product as odd, what numbers I should multiply, students? General. I should multiply odd with odd. Then only I will get the value as odd. That means what? Here A plus B should be odd and C plus D should be odd. Am I correct? A plus B should be odd and C plus D should be odd. Definitely. Next. Then which of the following statements are true? That means A plus B. The sum of A and B should be odd. C plus D should be odd. Now tell me, first one. A and B cannot be both odd numbers. Is it possible for both A and B can become odd numbers? Why? Because if A and B are odd numbers, odd plus odd, what it becomes? Even. But A plus B should be what? Odd. A plus B should be what? Odd. That means definitely one of these 2 numbers should be what? An odd number. Only one should be odd number. Both cannot be odd numbers. So the first statement is wrong. Why? Because if A and B both are odd numbers means, for example, 1 and 3. Random example. 1 plus 3 is what? 4. Which is an even number. But A plus B should be what? An odd number for me. Because of that reason, my first one is wrong. Statement 2. C and D can be both even numbers. C and D, if both are even numbers, students. Even plus even, what you will get output? Even only. That means C plus D is even. But a C plus D, what actually we should have? Odd. So that one is also gone. It is also not possible. One number among A and B will be definitely even. Yes. Why? Because if both odd is not possible. Definitely one should be odd and one should be even. Then only the sum will become odd. So one number among A and B will be definitely even. That is correct. One should be even and one should be odd. Then only their sum will become odd. Next, one number among A and D will be definitely odd. Yes. This one is also correct. Same. One should be even. Even and odd pair should be there. Here also the same thing. Even and odd pair should be there. Then only the sum will become odd and odd here and here. So C and D will be definitely odd. Both are correct. So here 3 and 4 are correct for us. 3 and 4 are correct for us. Then only the product will become odd. Else it will not become odd. So please be careful, students. Next one. Consider the following statement in respect to two natural numbers P and Q such that P is odd and Q is even. Okay. Given that P is odd and Q is even. P into Q can be an even prime number. P into Q can be an even prime number. Now first of all, tell me what is the only even prime number which we have? What is the only even prime number we will have? 2. 2. What is the only even prime number we have? 2. Can be, right? Can be. So P and Q, what are the values I can take, students? P should be odd and Q should be even. Can I take this one? 1 into 2. P is odd, Q is even, and the product is even prime number. Is it possible? Yes, it is possible. Yes, it is possible. Can be. Can be means if one possibility is there, then that is true. Then that is true. So the first one is true here. First one is true. There is no doubt in that. Now come to the second one. P plus Q can be an even number. Is it possible? Why? Because P is odd and Q is even. When you add an odd and even, what will be the output? Output will be always an odd number. But is there a chance to have an even number? Not at all possible. Not at all possible. Okay, so the second one is wrong. Now third one. P by Q can be a natural number. Which of the can be? P by Q can be a natural number. He is telling P by Q can be. What are natural numbers? First of all, tell me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? These are natural numbers for us. Now P is odd and Q is even. Will a odd number will be divisible by even number? Tell me one thing. Will an odd number is exactly divisible by an even number? No, not at all possible. Why? Because 1 by 2, is it, will you get a natural number? No. A odd number is not exactly divisible by any even number. Okay, because of that reason, this third one is also wrong. So what will be our answer here? Only one is correct. Only one is correct. Why? Because odd number will not be divisible by any even number. Okay, right? Which is not at all possible. The result should be a natural number. When you will get a natural number, when it is exactly divisible, then only you will get a natural number, but which will not happen. So here for us only first one is correct. Okay, right. Next one. A plus B minus C is a positive. Then which of the following is not possibility? Not possibility, students. Please have a look. Now A plus B minus C is a positive value. Now A and B are positives and C is negative. For example, students, if I take C value a negative value, minus of minus, what it will become? Plus, right? Will they have 4 plus some as negative? So positive? Yes, we will have positive. Why? Because positive only. But this is true. A and B are positive and C is negative. That is true. Why? Because if we do so, obviously the result will be positive at any cost. Next, what they are asking is not a possibility. A is negative, B and C are positive. A is negative, B and C are positive. Yes, still there is a chance. If I take A negative value, B a positive value and C a negative, C whatever the value which you want, positive or negative. If this value is less than the sum of these two, then there is a possibility, right? So this one is also true. There is a chance. Next, A is positive, B and C are negatives. This one is also a positive. chance is there. Next, A and B are negative, C is positive. A and B are negative, C is positive. A and B are negative means what? Minus of A plus minus of B, and C is positive means what? Just C. Now minus A, minus B, minus C, all are what? Negative. And answer also I will get in a negative manner, right? But what is our answer? It should be a positive. This is wrong. This is wrong. So what will be our answer in this case? Option D. Option D will be our answer. Why? Because not possibility. So our answer is option D. That is wrong statement, but our answer is option D. Option D. Option D is the correct one for us here. Okay, next one. Right? These are some of the questions which are based on statement, students. Okay, right? We will see another concept in our next session. Thank you very much. Thank you.